Welcome back, chat. We have one more hour of the tree game to play.
Yeah, and unless my eyes mistake me,
it's my turn.
It's Ash's turn. And Ash, look, I know you're pining for the old tree that you used to have.
Honestly, you need to branch out.
Todd, you've already made that joke like 3 times tonight. You gotta get some new material.
Look, threes. Here comes
I'm sorry,
Here comes the
Ash.
trees. Here comes.
Oh dear. All right, Ash, it is your turn. The sooner you begin talking about what your tree is doing, the sooner we can't make puns anymore.
I'm gonna reshape the landscape.
And by that you mean reshape the social landscape so that none of us are allowed to make puns anymore, yes?
No, I'm just gonna make like nice little, like...
A meteor hits the ground.
What? No.
Everything's gone.
I just want nice things for my little tree.
That's not reshape the landscape. That's not how that works. Oh, are you growing that little tree thing down the waterfall? Or am I looking at a thing that was already there?
You're looking at a thing that was already there.
Okay, I'm clearly not paying very much attention.
Like, build up, like, mounds of earth around these 2 big tree stumps so that they are, like, sheltering and protecting.
I'm
gonna, like...
Nice.
Yeah, I want to erode some sand so that it blows up against it, and then, like, I can put roots into it to, like...
Hold it in place?
Yep.
Yeah.
How many turns do we think that is?
I think that's 3 turns.
Yeah, okay.
I would say 2. So you already had growth on both those places for a while.
That's true, actually. Damon?
I think 2.
Alright, I'm happy to go with 2.
Cool. I will put a 2. And I will roll... How many dice?
1. Because I had the crisis,
Yes.
Damon didn't.
Yep. Correct. Are we good?
Yep.
No crisis.
Yeah, for once.
It's my turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm going to... I'm going to make a discovery. Which is, I think, that whatever, like, fucking hydroelectric dam, mine blasting, whatever nonsense the humans are up to in the mountains, I think is starting to have an impact on the water table. And because this little pool that I'm growing around is a natural spring, I think it is growing. Like, I think it's bigger now. More water is being pumped up, and so it is spreading.
Cool.
Yeah, that's gonna be my turn, and then also I'm gonna have to roll a thing. But first, I'm just gonna make this just a tiny bit bigger.
The small
By which I mean-
increase in size.
Yeah.
Almost triples in size.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, yeah, this is over the course of 5 or 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I think including now, there's this really spooky thing where all of the ash and potash that was visible of where the pines burned down, like all of the charcoal layer is gone, but these desolate blackened stumps are still sticking up out of the pond.
Yep.
So it looks kind of spooky.
Yep. Oh.
It's crisis time.
It's big maxi crisis.
Big old crisis. Look, it could be worse. When we were rolling 4 or fucking however many we were rolling, they could have all been 2s. That would have been the real
Yes.
Uber crisis.
It's another flood.
It's another flood. But this one is worse than the first one. And I think what this is Oh God, because like so presumably I'm making an assumption here, but I think it is a reasonable one, and I think the game bears out that I have the right to do this. I'm gonna say that the source of the river in the mountains is also like a natural wellspring. It's not just like rainwater and like snowmelt.
Yep.
It's more than that, and so as part of building their dam, because they wanted more water, like the humans basically set off a whole bunch of TNT to widen that crack and make the river flow like way faster, so that it will make the hydroelectric dam like much more maximally efficient. And so the first we learn of this is like a massive torrent of water that like comes pouring down the river. And I'm going to say so the rising waters smash down in a wave, breaking branches and carrying heavy rocks. And that's the first challenge that we face.
I'm sensitive and slow growing. I think I'm vulnerable to this.
That feels right.
Yep.
I am hardy, strong, and well-rooted. And growing like a little ways back from the river, so I feel like there is a case to be made that I'm not really affected by this. I will leave it to my esteemed panel to decide.
I think I'm shallow rooted now.
Yes. Am I immune? What's the?
I don't think you're immune, but I don't think you're vulnerable.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Let's do it. Oh no! I got hit. Oh, I'm scarred now.
I think I'm no longer slow growing because like the parts of me that were slow growing are dead.
Yep, that sounds legit. Yeah, I think like a boulder, I think a piece of rubble comes is like a big wave like goes off from the river because like it overflows the banks and it pours down the like edge of the cliff and just like smashes like half of my tree off. So I'm gonna say I'm scarred now.
Yep. I don't think I'm particularly vulnerable or resistant to this because I've got a lot of the same traits you do.
Yep, I think that's fair.
Right.
Yep, and we both handle it about as well.
I think I actually lose chopped. I think the entire like bit that was still there just comes away of the old tree.
Yeah, right. And so like Child sold you're now just like all of the new like young sucker growth around an old stump. Yeah, cool.
Well, no, I'm actually not like there's not a lot of growth near the old stump. The old stump is now gone actually.
Okay, so you're just like the cabin now.
Yeah.
You've become the cabin.
Yep.
I think. Oof. I am right next to that river. I'm like in that river.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm necessarily vulnerable, but I think I'm definitely like gonna take something from it.
Yeah.
Depending.
I think the only thing I would raise is that you are rigid.
As something in my favor.
As something like against you.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Rigid and things like smashing and breaking does not sound like a helpful combination.
Yep.
Are you muted, Damon? I can't hear you.
Yeah. It's not.
Try just
Zoom.
muting and unmuting yourself in Zoom.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I think. Should I flip another coin?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Cool. So one of each.
I'm so proud. We still haven't seen the really, really bad thing that can happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and let's all be thankful because it's not fun being that tree.
Yeah.
And so then here's the thing that then happens, right? So like, yeah, this like great wave, this like starting first wave just like smashes down, it breaks a bunch of us, we all get really badly fucked up. And then we have to contend with the fact that like the river is wider now.
Yep.
Like that is just the state of the world, right? And so the waters soak into the earth, drenching the soil and drowning roots. And that becomes like a major issue for all of us. I'm just gonna say right now, I think the fact that Resolute and Salt is thirsty means that they are immune.
I think that by
Like, this
being...
is beneficial.
I think that the fact that Child Soldier is now shallow-rooted actually is helpful here.
Yeah. No, that's legit.
And actually manages to make me immune. Because like anywhere that would be an issue for me, like evaporates really quickly.
Yeah. I think it's just you and I, Todd. Both of us vulnerable because we're well rooted.
Yep. However, Bastion Light is no longer Bastion Light. It's Canopy
Roots.
Yep.
Nice.
That's cool.
All right, let's do it.
So we're both vulnerable?
I feel like well rooted makes both of us vulnerable.
Yep.
And I think at this point I can classify myself as old.
Oh dear. All right, Todd.
Yep.
Do you want to hear about how this works?
Yes.
If you turn up 2 tails, the challenge proves disastrous for you.
Yep.
You describe why and how. You lose or twist a positive quality and gain a negative quality.
Okay. I know why it happens. So they've been like building on the like rotting structure of this cabin, and the cabin gets washed out from underneath them.
Oh dear.
Yep.
That's not good.
So the good quality I lose is well rooted.
Yep.
Makes sense. And then I'm gonna have to figure out like a negative side now. I think sensitive.
Yep.
A lot of the roots are now exposed.
Yeah, that seems legit. I think I'm gonna lose. I think hardy becomes delicate. Like I think I grow a whole bunch, but it's all like really soft, like sappy, like useless wood that is not good for me in terms of long-term survival. And I'm gonna gain thirsty. I think I've got a taste for the water now. Cool, and that is my turn.
Excellent.
Wait, did I actually take an action? Yes, I grew the pool. I grew the pool. All
A
right.
lot of water happened this turn.
Yeah, a lot of water. Yeah, this was the age of Aquarius.
Yeah, this is the shape of
Yeah,
water.
this was the year 2000. We're now getting close to the current day.
Yeah, this is the shape of water.
Hey, that was good.
So, I think I'm going to adapt and evolve. I think I'm going to lose bear. I think
Yep.
these new trees atop the old cabin have finally sprouted and are becoming leafy and fruit bearing.
Cool.
Nice.
And I don't have to roll for a crisis.
No, you don't.
Not Damon.
I think it's time for me to do the same because I've got some new buddies. along the
Also,
way.
my project finished.
Oh, yes.
So
Yes.
now I have like a safety mound, 2 safety mounds.
Nice. Well, Damon, you were also thinking about gaining old.
Yes, from the flood.
Ah, yes. Cool. Yep.
Um,
Yeah. So losing bear and growing some stuff.
yeah, but I do have to roll for a crisis. So
You do, but only one coin, so it's not so bad. Yeah, we're all good.
I'm almost disappointed.
Right, it's Ash's turn.
Yeah, I'm wondering if... Yeah. Now... Oh no, that's a crisis, isn't it? Yeah. The last... The last thing?
Ages pass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a crisis that can happen. Cool.
Yeah, and I feel like we're coming to the point where probably like...
I think
Probably
the
the
next
next
crisis... Yeah.
The next crisis, yeah, should probably
Cool.
be that. Whenever it
In
happens.
which case, I'm going to... I think I'm going to adapt and evolve and become an entirely different species.
Ooh.
Right? Like, I'm going to lose sensitive. And now now this is not Moreton Bay Fig as we knew. It's now some other thing that is feral and youthful and shallow rooted, which is completely different to what the Moreton Bay Fig was to begin with.
Like more like a mangrove.
More like a
but not for,
mangrove. That's what I was
but
thinking.
Not for salt water. Yeah.
Yeah, like a freshwater mangrove sort of thing. So I think that's what
Cool.
I'm doing, and I think that its whole thing is like fostering these mounds on the sides of riverbeds that it like inhabits and just weeds its way through.
It's like an ecology builder. Awesome.
I think it's called like a beaver mangrove or something. Because like it builds these little mounds on the sides of rivers that just keep like bringing up like fertile water, silt from the bottom of the river, like to feed it. So I think that's who I am now. And I'm renaming it. I'm
I can't believe you made your character transition, Ash.
Oh wow. Yeah, so this particular instance of that, the first one, is Child Settler.
Cool. Now roll that
let's
2d2.
see. Roll 2d2, please no. Alright, okay. Just one though. In which case then I think it's the final crisis.
Actually, I just want to reread and actually figure out exactly what my intention was.
What does it say here?
Yeah, it's look, it says to end play the Ages Past game, and it is. Actually, I'm gonna look because that game may actually be more illuminating. This is the last game of play. Thank you, past me. That's very helpful. Yeah, I think it is a crisis. I think it is a crisis. So it sounds like we're doing it now. So Ash.
Yeah, I like just because I feel like we've done another loop, and I feel like
I feel like we've gone to a good place.
So
yeah, something like 200 years have passed at this point. So like, yeah.
You conduct this game by resolving, in order, the following questions, where the other players must have them answer in any order they like, but you always answer last. So, with what great disaster does the age pass? Each player offers a suggestion, then you decide. It might be a blight, a drought, a fire, a flood, a freeze, a storm, or something else entirely. We describe its details together.
I
have a suggestion.
Both Todd and Luke have suggestions. Let's hear Todd's first.
Yep.
The hydroelectric dam breaks.
Ooh,
Like catastrophically.
Like big floodo.
Mine is like a little more dramatic even than that. I think it's a fire. Like I think the human city burns.
I think we're both destruction of the humans.
Yeah, like I think like a fire starts in the human city and then like spreads from there, and there's like a massive, like really serious bushfire. And the only reason that like anything is able to survive is because the humans accidentally like drenched the landscape so thoroughly downriver.
I think that's followed by. I think what we've been missing narratively here is the land just dying. Just the biggest drought you can imagine.
Ah, yeah. So Ash,
All
those
right,
are our suggestions.
Yeah, I feel like we've described the four horsemen of the apocalypse here. I like the idea that the so I think like Damon's idea and Todd's idea work really well together in that the water strips all of the life from the land, and it doesn't, and it can't build new cycles, and like it had so much debris and pollution in it from the like heavy metals that were part of the dam and things. I think that
then like the water deposits in the soil.
Yeah, and it's now like, yeah,
it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, I think that's what happens. Does the forest describe the great disaster?
And we vote by show of hands.
Okay, so the forest does survive the great disaster.
I agree.
Yes.
The forest does not. We're split.
Ash, flip a coin.
Okay.
What are you gonna call?
Two is that we don't survive.
Yep.
We survive, or it does in some way. The forest does.
The forest survives.
Yeah. So what does its survival look like?
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
I think this entire cliff, like waterfall, is now just a gradual descent, and a lot of like the rivers become very slow moving and very broad here.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense to me. There's become like a large like delta leading out to the sea.
Yeah.
I feel like the beaver mangroves become like a totally integral part of the ecosystem.
Yeah, that was
because those large mounds that they form are like above the water level and are filtered to like remove the heavy metals. Like those are like fertile, safe earth.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, definitely. I mean, as part of this, does your tree survive the great disaster? I think the beaver mangroves do.
Yes.
In that they become an important part of the new landscape. What about everyone else's trees?
I think Resolute and Salt doesn't survive it, but it's still there.
Yeah, it stands there dead. Yeah.
That's metal as hell.
And the great thing about that is that like it provides a part of the landscape as well, because the tall dead trees, the ones that there are like valuable like nesting space for birds.
I think battered by incessant winds dies. I think its well-rootedness becomes its great flaw because it is like deeply plugged into the toxicity of the soil.
Yeah.
And it just like isn't able to support itself anymore.
But before that, I think there is like a period where a whole bunch of people become very, very sick by like eating these juniper berries with heavy metals all laced through.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all get poisoned by the gin.
Yep.
Todd?
I think like the sycamore as a tree doesn't survive, but I think it evolves into like more of a
don't get ahead of yourself. There is a separate question about your tree's descendants.
So
right now we just want to know about your tree specifically.
Oh, that tree's been gone. The original tree that was there, that's been gone.
He's dead. He's gone. Alright, cool. And now Ash, the last question.
What awaits your tree's descendants in the new age?
There's
So
nothing. Sorry, go on.
Oh no, you.
Okay. I don't think there's anything for my descendants. I think they're gone. They weren't established enough to survive the flood.
Luke, you were.
I think the descendants. I think the juniper trees actually do really well because most of them are growing like some way back from the river, which means that like the worst of the flood like comes down the waterfall and passes them by, and their main water source is like a separate water source that is not polluted by any of the human nonsense. And so I think, like, in the same way that, like, I think there's one biome that forms, like, to the right of, like, where the river once... Sorry, to the left of where the river once was, which is, like, this weird beaver mangrove biome. And then I think as this, like, pool continues to grow, this, like, other biome of, like, juniper forest begins to develop. Yeah. And that is, like, a thing and a place where many animals thrive.
Cool. Todd, you were going to say something about yours?
Yeah, so the sycamore, it had already, like, been, like, adapting to its roots to eat through, like, other things as its nutrients. So I think it becomes like a very small, almost like scrub brush kind of tree that like attaches onto other like dead trees and uses like the fallen trunks as their main source.
Yeah, cool. I think the beaver mangroves actually become like a major pest for humanity, like just dropping little fruits that float across the sea and then get into the sewers and the like water treatment plants and all of these sorts of things and start like collecting silt around them, and then like plugging up pipes and all of these sorts of things, and just become this horrible pest.
Nice.
I think that's my tree.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's the game.
That's the game. That was really lovely. I quite enjoyed the like. Yeah, I like these games where it's quite leisurely. It's really nice.
Until we start doing Tree VP.
Yeah.
Yeah, until we start Tree VP. Yeah, exactly. Let's do some shout outs.
Well, I think Luke had something final to say about it.
I did have some closing words.
Yeah.
Chat. I think we'll find on reflection that maybe the real trees were the fronds we made along the way.
Luke, you better make your shout outs real quick, friend.
Yeah, all right. Thank you for having me. I'm Luke. I am a game designer and a cast member on shows like this one. If you would like to buy this game, you can buy it at gamesfromthewildwood.itch.io/trees. You can also from there find other games I have written. If you would like to support me in writing games, like the one I'm currently writing that's weird and is about immortal storytellers, you can support me for as little as $1 a month on patreon.com/gamesfromthewildwood. Thank you and good night.
Todd,
I'm Todd. I'm a security guard.
you're also a Pokemon?
Yeah, I'm a Pokemon, and I'm moderator here. But I'm not sure how long that's gonna last.
You're fine. Did we do the thing? They can find you at HawkOddly on Twitter and Twitch. Yeah,
Twitch.tv/HawkOddly, Twitter @Hawk_Oddly.
Nice. Yeah. Cool. Damon.
I mean, I'd say follow me on Twitter, but it's like it's not a good move. But if you like punishment, then go for it. It's on the screen. It's like
punishment.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I put like a lot of effort into like being a channel, like into being a Twitch channel where I don't get salty. Mm-hmm. This is the saltiest I've ever been on stream. This is the most like
Ash, remember how you were planning to maybe have all of us play a role-playing game together, another one with an internet person who is very well known for also loving puns? I'm just like pointing out to you that may have been ill-considered.
Yeah, I've learned a lesson today, and it's that I hate you all. I
mean, I will put out there, Cyberpunk, at least for me, is much harder to make puns about.
I think Adam will have the.
I mean, I don't know who we're going to get in yet. So let's not ponder that.
It is worth noting that Luke's line back there was a collaborative effort.
Yes,
that's right. We brainstormed that one while you were away.
Really? Oh my god. Chat. I've been
Look,
a big.
I wrote it down on a little card so I wouldn't forget it.
Like it was, I'll give you points. That was perfectly engineered to just really annoy the shit out of me. Like
Damon told us to make it a maybe the real friends joke.
yeah, yep, nailed it.
And I'm sure it wasn't from me because you wouldn't expect it from
Yes.
somebody else.
Yep. It was. Yeah. That was. I got pranked. Well done. You can find me on. No. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Tumblr, Patreon, ACGIAK, ACGIAK. There'll be not a lot of. I don't think there'll be a cave date this week. We'll be a bit streamlined, but we'll be back again at least on Monday, if not before. We will catch you. I'll catch you all later. I don't know if we'll see any of these humans again. Like, in the meantime, I'll see you later. Bye.